Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to Streams of Terror. And today we are playing Fester's Quest. Now, we're doing this a little different than normal. We're going to do this with retro achievements. Now, long and short of retro achievements is some very talented, very strange people have found ways using emulators and their own personal website to create systems of achievements you can use for old games. You know, games from like the PS2 and even earlier, before these concepts became common. So we're going to play it here with Fester's Quest. Now, you may have seen my Wednesday video of Fester's Quest, and since I did that video, I've beaten the game, and now I want to do a full playthrough of it. So right now we're looking at the box art for Fester's Quest. Let's see if I can get this working. Alright, so there we go. That's the title screen. But we're just going to do a quick little reset here. And there you go. You can kind of see in the bottom corner there the achievements for this game. I think there's 17 of them. So if you've watched my Wednesday video, you're already familiar with what we're doing. But if not, let me just quickly go over this. So, Fester's Quest, also called Uncle Fester's Quest, The Addams Family, is a 1989 action game. I believe Sunsoft developed it, and it's of course based on The Addams Family, or let's say inspired by The Addams Family characters, because the stuff that goes on in this game is weird. It feels more like Blaster Master or something. Now, if I remember correctly from the instruction manual, what's essentially happened is aliens have invaded, and the Addams family are only safe because Grandma realized that they were going to get invaded and cast a protective spell over them. So now Uncle Fester has to take his magical blunderbuss and fight off the aliens. So let's hit start. Oh, seems sped up. The game or me? Because me, that happens a lot. Well, you know what? That's a good point. Someone brought up in the chat that the game seems sped up, and there might be a reason for that. We're actually playing the European version of the game. For whatever reason, the people who designed the retro achievements for this game only designed it to work with the European version of the game. So, there are some differences with the European version of the game. Well, my controller is not working. That's always fun. And I think I know why. Hang on. There we go. So... if it's not one thing, it's another. Alright, let's fix this too. So we're playing the European version of the game, technically. And things are a little different in this version. The enemies aren't so tough to kill, and our shots can pass through barriers. This was kind of a big deal in the US version of the game. Yeah, we need hot dogs. Hot dogs are sort of the healing item for the game. So you see right here, we kind of got this wavy attack. On the US version of the game, barriers would stop that. So if I was too close to the wall, our shots wouldn't go off. Alright, so here's one of the game's mechanics. Our weapons will become more or less powerful depending on what we pick up. So that blue gun symbol there would have downgraded our weapon. No, I apologize, I had that reversed. The red one downgraded it. We want to get the blue one. In fact, if we hit start, right now our gun has 2 blips. This is our inventory screen where we get all our different stuff. Right now we have 17 money, 1 light bulb, and 2 keys. No clues, no whip. That's part of the challenge of this game. Yes, I am really going to try to beat this. I've done it before, although in all fairness, I only done it once. Now, I beat it with the US version. So the European version is actually a bit easier. Oh, careful of those flies. Those flies will do bad things to you if they hit you. So the enemy design here, it feels weird. Not just because, you know, the enemies are weird themselves. It doesn't seem like they would be in this kind of game. They feel like something out of Blaster Master, which I brought up earlier. It'd be a Giga Chad move if people beat the US version. I think the US version has things going on that just make it unnecessarily difficult. Like, I get the idea of, you know, not being able to shoot through obstacles, but because of the unusual way that our projectiles move, you know, it makes shooting something straight ahead of you really difficult. So we're kind of collecting power-ups because they're easiest to collect at the early part of the game. We're going to need keys to get into houses. We're going to need light bulbs to... Oh, I walked literally into that. We're going to need different power-ups to get through the game. And earlier in the game, they're easier to get than others. I'm not doing very good. The US version didn't want people to have fun. There may be some truth to that. Now, this didn't happen with all games, but it did happen with a lot of games that US versions would get made, let's say, more challenging. Which I believe had to do with rentals at the time. Rentals were a big deal. And you could do some research into it. Nintendo got really mean with people who were renting out their products. Because if you could rent a game for, say, like $5, beat it over the weekend, and then be done with it, that means, you know, less of the game, that could potentially mean less of the game got sold. Which is less money for publishers and distributors and so forth. So you make the game a little harder, or substantially harder, and then somebody can't beat it over the weekend. If they want to beat it, they gotta buy it. They gotta put in hours and hours of game time to get the timing right and everything like that. Alright, our gun is almost at full power. So we'll start moving on. Right now we're just in the overhead part of the game. There's, I guess, like a first-person part of the game where we explore the inside of buildings. And there's an underground part of the game. Sewer levels. Okay. Now, full disclosure, I do have some maps open here for the game, in case I get a little mixed up and can't figure out where I'm going. Because I do want us to be able to beat this tonight. But I want to do it in a reasonable amount of time. I don't want to spend like 90 minutes playing a game that can be beaten in about 40. Alright, so here's the hot dog stand. Right now we're at full health. But if we went over here to our money, and we got 64, and press the B button in front of it, we spend some of our money. That's a lot of our money, actually. I think the European version of the game, hot dogs were more expensive than in the US version. So we bought a hot dog, and we healed. I don't remember if Uncle Fester had like a serious addiction for hot dogs or anything like that. Alright, now if we want to get into a house, we have to change to our key, go to the house's door, and then use the key. Alright, so we found Pugsley, and we got our first achievement. We obtained the TNT. Now, I didn't use the TNT very much playing through this. Let's give it a shot. Now, if I remember correctly, there are bosses in the game. Each time we defeat a boss, our items will get replenished. Okay. Alright, we found Wednesday, and she gave us the vice grips, and we got our next achievement. Now, when I was playing this game for Wednesday, I did not remember this, I did not think of it. But in the TV show, Fester would put his head in a vice, like when he wasn't feeling well. Like if he had a headache or if he was feeling sick or something, you put him head in a vice, and that would help relieve him. So that's what the vices do in this game. If we get damaged, some of our enemies will like slow us down, like substantially. But if we use a vice, that will cure that effect. But now it's time to go underground. You gotta press B when you're on top of the stairs to go underground. Now underground is very dark. And while it's technically possible to go through the areas like this while it's, pitch black, it's not advisable. So what we want to do is use the light bulbs here. So if we select bulb, we can light up the area. That's because apparently Uncle Fester is electric. He would put light bulbs in his mouth and they'd light up. Alright, this is another area that probably turned a lot of people off to this game. Because the holes here are so narrow, it's very easy for your shots to get blocked. And again, since we're playing the European version, our shots will not get slowed down by the walls. It's not so much a big deal. It's not so much a big deal to shoot them through the walls like this one. It's more a matter of if we were going down, say, this hole here. You see how the shot is kind of going through the wall above it a little bit? That wouldn't happen in the US version. The shot would just stop. Alright, this is actually another pretty good area to power up our weapons and stuff. So I think we're just one power up from having full power for our gun. Oh, see, like the maggots hatched in the flies? Metamorphosized, I guess is the right term. I think if the flies hit us, Fester gets like... Let's just call it poisoned. Fester gets poisoned and it slows him down. Alright, the red gun is bad. Don't touch the red gun. Oh, careful. No, we are playing this with retro achievements. We're playing the European version because the people who programmed the achievements programmed it just for that version of the game. I should put a link up for retro achievements at some point, so that way people can go take a look at it. It's essentially a website where you can play these emulated versions of games. And if you sign up for the website, you can keep track of certain achievements you get in games. So I thought it would be fun to give it a shot with Fester's Quest here. So you can go to the website, for example, and, look up the game you want to play and see if it has achievements. Oh, careful. Don't want to touch that. A lot of games do have achievements, but there are several that do not. Most of the obvious ones have their achievements, and we've maxed out our gun and got our achievement. Now our gun fires 3 shots straight forward. And as long as I don't die, or pick up a red gun power down, we'll be okay. Some games have very reasonable, very straightforward achievements. Some games have insane achievements that I would not take the time or trouble to try to get, no matter what. Alright, so over here are more hot dogs, but we've only got our 2 health bars, so nothing we can do about that. think this is where we want to go next. Fester is now unbeatable. He's close to it. Most of the normal enemies are going to have a hard time with him. The boss type enemies are going to be a thing. Alright, Thing gave us potions. And we got our next achievement. Potions will heal us. So if there's no hot dogs around, we can use a potion. I think we have 5 of them. Yes. Now right now, we can only take 2 hits. So if we get hit once, we probably want to use a potion. Oh, that was close. Alright, you may have noticed there's a whip power-up and power-down. Well, we have not gotten the whip yet. It's our secondary weapon. I think it's stronger than the gun. But we kind of get it so late. And since we're using, you know, the gun for the reach anyways, we probably don't want to use the whip much. Okay. We definitely want to go in that building. Do we have key? Yes. Alright, so now it's switched to a kind of first-person exploration mode. Now this can be a little confusing, but this is a small area, and this may look like a dead end, but if we walk through the wall here, we get our 3rd health container. Our health isn't full yet. And it kind of lets us out over at the corner here. So overall, we can have 4 health containers. For the majority of the game, we're just going to have that one. Oh, careful. That one extra, I should say. How were you supposed to know that? That's a good question. In my case, I found it out completely by accident. I walked into the wall without realizing it, and just got a health upgrade. Again, maybe if I double-checked the instruction manual, it might say something like, examine the walls, you might find secrets. But to the best of my knowledge, that's the only secret wall like that in the game. Alright. Let's keep going. This, I think, is a very important power-up. We have the invisibility potions. So, the invisibility potions, well, you think, oh, they make you invisible. That sounds obvious. And that's not exactly wrong, but I think if they wanted to make it more clear, they should have called it the invincibility potions. Because when Fester uses one of these potions, he is completely immune to harm for, I want to say maybe like 30 or 40 seconds, something like that. No, we want to go down and turn on the lights. Essentially what Fester is doing is he's using the sewers to covertly travel the town to find out what's going on. He's looking for his family members. He's looking for clues to what's going on. Yeah, right here we have our clue section. It's up there in the top left. As we defeat bosses, that's going to fill up with like pictures. And once we have all the pictures, we're going to know what's going on. Although we kind of already know what's going on. It's an alien invasion. We saw the UFO. Now, if I remember correctly, there's 3 power-ups from Thing, which is just like this little hand that pops out of a like a little box. Although I'm trying to, like, I saw some of the Addams Family's cartoons, and I'm trying to remember if he was always in the box. Like in the original 60s TV show, the hand just kind of popped out of a box. In the 90s movie, the hand was like a special effect. It was running around on its fingers and helping people out and skateboarding and answering the phone and, you know, shenanigans. I have not been watching the latest Addams Family stuff. There were two animated films that came out recently, and then there's the Wednesday live-action TV series, neither of which I have watched at all. It's not that I've been keeping away from them or anything. I haven't heard bad things. Just never took the time to check them out. Alright. So I think we're almost ready for our first boss fight. So as I mentioned, I do have maps here. So that way we can be through these areas quickly. So in this case, we just want to go straight. And then when we get to this area, we want to turn right. So we were here, turn right. I believe 7 bosses? Maybe 9. I think there are 9. Alright, so when we open this door, we're going to fight our first boss. So let's get prepared. We're going to get prepared by using the invisibility potion. So that way, as soon as the fight starts, we're going to go invisible and the enemy can't hurt us. Alright, cross your fingers. Alright, we are currently invisible. See how Fester's kind of flashing there? Although, I guess if you're careful, you can just sort of sneak between the monster's arms. You've only been hit once. That's only because I didn't activate the potion fast enough. Now, look at this monster. We beat it pretty quickly, but look at its design. It's pretty graphic for the Nintendo. Nintendo had some great monster designs, don't get me wrong, but, you know, this is the Addams Family, and we just fought a monster that looked like it was out of the Guyver or something. Which, again, makes me think, you know, of Blaster Master. Even kind of has that feel of Blaster Master. We're in the top-down area, fighting monsters, using our powered-up gun. And then we fight a boss monster in a complete black area. So there's a part of me that thinks, and I don't think this is really that far-fetched, that, you know, Sunsoft over here, you know, there's probably somebody was like, oh, I want to make like an alien game, where, you know, we're fighting aliens who are invading. And he was coming up with a design document and everything, and him and his team were working on monster designs and stuff like that. And then some boss there said, hey, guess what? We got the license for Addams Family. Make a game real quick. And they're like, oh, Toshi's got that alien game. Let's just put Uncle Fester in the alien game. And that was that. Now we have Uncle Fester's quest. Running around with a blunderbuss, taking on, like, aliens that belong in a much more graphic game. So yeah, we beat our first alien. We got our first clue. Eventually that clue is going to take the shape of a pitcher. Now be careful, these little aliens here with the mouths, they can kind of teleport through the walls. But it does make them good to fight to get power-ups. Be careful though, we don't want them ganging up on us. Alright, let's get out of here. Oh, he got me. Oh, careful now. Alright, we still have use for keys and light bulbs, so we will try to get those. And this weird looking flea monster. Now, no, I don't want to say the halfway point of the game, because there's still a lot more game ahead of us, but there's not a lot of, like, world map ahead of us. Normally, I believe we want to go up, we want to go north, but if we go down this way, I think there's a hot dog stand. We could use the health. Nope. Nearly walked right into that. Sunsoft, Sun Club, something team. You know, the developers giving themselves a little bit of a advertisement there. There we go. Hot dogs. So yeah, $5. You got a hot dog. And again, I don't remember, like, I'm not going to try to present myself as like an Addams Family like super fan or anything like that. Like, I did watch the 60s TV show on Nick at Night. I watched both of the live action films in the 90s. I don't think I watched the 70s cartoon, but I do remember they had a crossover with Scooby-Doo. I did watch the 90s cartoon. I don't exactly have vivid memories of it. So, again, I don't know, maybe Fester, like, loved hot dogs. He would just, you know, wander around, you know, munching on hot dogs, because hot dogs are delicious. Hot dogs are delicious, by the way. They are one of my favorite comfort foods. What's her name? What's her name? Maria? You know, the three Squid Sisters in Splatoon? Doesn't she love hot dogs? I do remember the Scooby-Doo crossover with Johnny Bravo. Johnny cannot be seen without his glasses. I don't know if it was the mid-70s or late 70s, but Hanna-Barbera, you know, the people who at the time were doing Scooby-Doo. I don't think William Hanna and Joseph Barbera? I don't think either of them are with us anymore. Oh, don't want the red gun. Yeah, in the 70s or something like that, they were doing, I think it was called the New Scooby-Doo Adventures, or the New Scooby-Doo Movies, something like that. And they were essentially like crossover episodes for Scooby-Doo. So they would usually have some sort of celebrity guest. They would, you know, be a voice actor playing themselves in the show. Don Knotts, I can remember being one of them. I can remember the Harlem Globetrotters being an example. There were a couple of others. Batman and Robin were guests. And one of them was the Addams Family, because I think they were trying to help cross-promote the cartoon. Alright, we've met Morticia, and now we have the whip. So if we go here, we can switch between our whip with the select button. Now, right now, the whip, not impressive. It's a little dinky thing. Doesn't go very far. Ooh, I do not remember you. I think normally that enemy shows up later in the game. So the UK version is not pulling their punches. Okay. Let's kill that thing before it becomes an issue. So now is our chance to power up our whip. But like I said, as I remember getting further and further into the game, you actually got fewer and fewer power-ups. And none of those whip power-ups count for anything until you have the whip. So we might need to find a good spot to grind. Like, that's a red whip. That's not good. We don't want that. Although our whip is only at level 1, so it wouldn't do any harm. You I don't like. You gotta go. That is a very strong enemy that I remember, because I beat the US version. That appears later in the game. It just got us. I do not know where our next chance to get hot dogs is. But that's alright, we can use a potion if we get hit again. So if you saw earlier, one of our achievements was to power up the gun. Another achievement is to power up the whip. I thought these enemies split. Maybe they do and our gun is just too powerful. Let's try using the whip then. Yeah, see, now we have a chain whip. It's like Castlevania. We went from a dinky little leather whip to a much stronger chain whip. One of the advantages of the chain whip is it can, well, any whip, it doesn't have to be the chain whip, is that it doesn't get blocked by walls. So we could attack through barriers. Although, since we're playing the UK version, our gun can do that too, so it's not as impressive. So, best of my knowledge, no saving, no passwords. You gotta beat this whole game in one go. No, not a red whip. So if we happen to die, we're gonna go all the way back to the beginning of the game. But I believe we keep all our progress. So we'll have all our weapons, we'll have all our items, we'll have all our clue pieces. We just gotta travel back to wherever we were. Alright, let's go back to the gun. No, 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 no. talked about this in some of my other videos, where I don't really like where the power-ups become one of the obstacles you want to avoid. Now we've got like a chain whip with a spike on the end of it. I complained about that a lot in my Dino Wars video, where you want to power up your weapons, but you only get one weapon at a time, and if you get the power up for a different weapon, you switch back to it at a lower level. Let me see if I can remember. There was like a bomb weapon in Dino Wars. There was like a rocket fist. I think there was a laser and a gun. So like if you got your laser up really powerful, and then you hit the rocket fist power up, you lost the laser, and you went down the rocket fist level 1. Never liked that. Dino Wars is not a great game. I wouldn't even say it's a good game. I don't even have like fond memories of it. I owned it as a kid. I don't think I ever beat it until... Excuse me, I don't think I ever beat it until I was an adult. It's not a very good game. It's a very... I don't want to say tedious. That's not the right word. Monotonous? I don't know. It's a lot of doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, I think we just need one more whip power up. Well, we can only go in here. I think we're going to use a potion, just for safety's sake. And we're going to switch back to our gun. Okay, we are in the third building. Just double checking my map here. So we just go straight ahead, and our first turn, we just go straight. We turn. This is going to be our next boss. So let's switch to our invisibility potion and step through. Now this boss is also using whips. He's pretty aggressive. I really like the music for the boss fight. It reminds me a lot of Godzilla, Monster of Monsters, for the NES. Alright, we beat the second alien, the Whip Alien. We got 5 points for our retro achievements. And we got our second clue. We're back in the sewer. Luckily, most of the sewer areas are pretty straightforward. I don't think there's anything if we went up. But we'll go and check anyways, because, hey, we're trying to get power-ups. Yeah, the little maggots, I don't think they drop anything. But if they turn into flies, they can make your life difficult. Now, so far the bosses have been pretty easy. We just had to sit there and shoot them. It's not going to stay that way. The invisibility potions will keep working. But we're gonna start fighting enemies that, you know, we can't just shoot. Some of them we're gonna have to use our whip on. And there's a red whip, don't grab that. Some of them we're gonna have to use special weapons on. I hope I didn't miss any. think we can make it. Alright, so here's another house, which means another power-up. And we got missiles. Okay, missiles were what I was worried about. I do not want to miss those. Yes! And our whip is now full power. Now it's like a flaming whip. More like Castlevania. I think it's longer, too. There's some hot dogs. Okay, so, look, we just got hit by a fly. I am moving very slow. Kind of jittery, almost. When this happens, we need to use the vice grips. And now we're back to normal. So as long as I don't do anything stupid, we have a full power gun, we have a full power whip. And I think the only other things we need the noose, and I think we need the last health upgrade. Alright, this is building number 4. And for building number 4, this is also very easy. We just go straight ahead. Take our first turn. Take our second turn. And there's our door. Now, I think this alien, we need to use our whip. So I'm going to switch to our whip, our invisibility potion, and let's go. Yep. We got through the enemy so fast we didn't even have to use a potion. Alright, the alien knight. And our third clue. Our clue is starting to take shape. And look, we even got our health restored. Alright, there's some hot dogs. Okay. I don't think we want to go down there, do we? We got it. It's the only place to go. Okay, I hear the mice. Oh, they're on the other side of the wall, so it's fine. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, careful. Don't let these, like... They're just like mouths. They're just little mouths. I know I've seen monster design like that before. I'm trying to think of a good example. Not critters. Critters have like little bodies and everything. What are the crates? Crates? What are they called? Kill crates? Yeah, I think that was it. Kill crates. I wonder if there was ever a Critters video game. Or maybe like a weird one made in Europe somewhere. I was very surprised to find out that there were 2 Nightbreed video games. Nightbreed was a... I don't know if I'd call it obscure. But it's like a little known kind of like monster movie. It was, Oh, why am I Clive Barker. Clive Barker made this one. It was a monster movie, but it wasn't really a horror movie or a thriller, even though it had some of those elements to them. And the monsters were... What's a good way to describe it? The monsters were like a race of people hiding from humans. That's not to say that the monsters weren't frightening or dangerous, but it wasn't like it was a movie about monsters running around, attacking people. Alright, so... do I want to use the whip here or the missiles? We're gonna find out. We are hitting him. Oh. Ah. Okay. Let's use a potion. This one is giving us trouble. Okay, we're going to switch the missiles. Maybe we don't need missiles. Alright, this might come down to the wire. Alright, we're out of missiles. We're out of potions. This guy's giving us trouble. He might kill us. Like missiles weren't doing the trick. Ah, he got us. Game over. Alright, so continue. And we've still got everything. Man, I was hoping that wouldn't happen, but what can we do? I'm surprised that alien gave us such a hard time. I wonder what I was doing wrong. Was I using the wrong weapon on it? Alright, Pugsley gave us TNT. Do we need TNT? No. So, it shouldn't take too long to get back to where we were. Especially if we don't have to fight bosses. If we do have to fight bosses, then it's going to be an issue. Maybe I was supposed to use the TNT on that monster. Because the missiles kept trying to lock onto its shots instead of the monster. Yeah, we're not going to get any achievements for beating this game on the first life. Alright. Need those potions. Come here, rat. Yep, be careful of the little mouth monsters. Alright, moment of truth. We're gonna have to fight the bosses again. Let's see, do I remember this one? Apparently I do not. There we go. Nope, no boss. But we do not get our stuff refilled. Oh, look at that. Like a little snail. So yeah, going pretty quick. Will this be a speed run? Yeah, right. If this was a speed run, we already failed it. I was hoping to have this game beat in less than an hour. That's not happening. Alright, pretty sure this is where Morticia gave us the whip. Yep. So our whip has not changed. Although I haven't looked into it myself, but there are some games on the Retro Achievement website that do have speedrun leaderboards to see how fast you beat something. They also have leaderboards for how many points you won the game with, or things like that. And while I really do like the novel concept of the retro achievements, like I'm not going to like push myself to like try to beat the speedrun records on games or anything like that. I don't really care about being on the top 10 of like even a game I love being on the top 10 of like the game's scoreboard or anything like that. This is more like I say an excuse, but I don't really need an excuse to go back and play these games that I love, or to try old weird games. But you know, it does add its own little like extra incentive to try this stuff out. Okay, was this just go straight? Yeah. Here was missiles. Do we need more missiles? I mean, it won't hurt. Thanks, thing. Don't let the flies hit you. The whip. Okay. This will just go straight around. Oh, they're just gonna keep coming, aren't they? Okay, we're back. At least I think we're back. Alright, this enemy gave us a really hard time. Okay, so we want to go in there invisible. And I'm gonna try the TNT. No, that's not doing anything. The missiles, I don't think we're doing it either. Can I, like, get up and attack him from the side? Nope. I did not have such a hard time with this boss last time. Yeah, if I try to shoot him with missiles, now we're getting somewhere. Ah. Alright. Is this a sign? Is this a sign just to stop? Oh, yeah, we've been at it for more than an hour. I should have beaten this already. That's the TNT, that's the grips, so we don't need either of those. Okay, don't get that. Be nice if I could just, like, hit a fast forward button. But this emulator, I don't believe, has fast forwarding function. Oh, yep, don't want that whip. We are going to want these potions, though. Should have remembered to get these the first time. Or the second time, I guess. Thank you, thing. No red gun. Good thing that's stuck in the trees. Alright. We got our invisible potions, we got our healing potions. Are we gonna make it? Is the third time gonna be the charm? Having such a hard time with this alien, but the alien before it was like a breeze. I really don't want to have to look up how to beat it. I mean, if it comes to that, I will, but you've already had to watch me go through this twice. This is our third time. I don't want to keep subjecting you to that. I mean, I do like streaming. It's nice to be able to interact with you guys while I'm playing. But at the same point, when stuff like this happens, you know, I want to be able to, like, edit past it so you don't have to sit here watching it over and over again. I thought the novelty of the retro achievements would be fun too. That's something I want to try to, I don't know, promote a little bit. I just want to let more people know about it because it's such a fun concept. Although some people take it a little too far with their achievements. So as I understand it, pretty much what happens is one of the users on the website will be like, okay, I'm going to make achievements for this game. And whatever programming tools they use, they'll essentially make up whatever achievements they want. And, you know, a lot of them are pretty, you know, standard, reasonable. Beat the game, you know, beat something this quickly, get a score this high, that sort of thing. But then some of them get weird. Like, stuff I would never think to do. I'm trying to think. I can't really think of a very good example. Symphony of the Night has a bunch of them that kind of leave me scratching my head. Like, there are a lot of them that are beat an enemy, like, you know, like a boss enemy, under this level, with a strength score under this amount, while using this weapon and this shield. And I just think, why would I ever do that? I mean, I get it, you're trying to create a challenge so people can earn points. But at the same point, like, I would have to, like, handicap myself through the whole game to get to that point. To make sure that my level is at that minimum. And then there are some that are just, I have no interest in ever trying. Like the Castlevania one. Do Richter mode. Beat it in one sitting without using any save rooms and still defeat every boss. Like, I generally don't like playing Richter mode in Symphony of the Night. But then, playing it like I guess a more traditional Castlevania game, where, you know, there are no save points, there are no health refills, except for, I guess, beating the bosses. Like, no, that's alright. Like, a lot of the RPGs have, weird ones like that. Like, I think, like, Final Fantasy VII has one where I think you beat the game under level 25? Something like that? Or maybe I'm thinking of Final Fantasy VI. Alright, now granted, yes, Richter can do Shoryukens to get around the castle. But I, again, generally speaking, don't like playing as him. I think it's still neat that, you know, they took the time to put him in there as playable. But, you know, they kind of thought about players that far ahead to give them an additional way to play. Okay, I think it was, yeah. But the game really wasn't designed around him. And I don't find it fun to, like, try to beat it. And I have beaten it with him. But I'm never going to try any of that achievement stuff. So, yeah, a weird one, again, Symphony of the Night. There was, I think it's a ruined clock tower. You know where those giant skulls are? There's, like... There's an area where there's, like... I know, I keep saying like. But there's an area where there's, like, 8 or 12 candles, or whatever. And one of the achievements is to use Alucard's, like, dive kick to go across across the screen, just jumping on the candles. That's another one that kind of leaves me scratching my head a little bit. Now, I was able to do that one, but, like, why set it up as an achievement? Just seems weird to me. There are lots of them that are, beat the boss, but then beat the boss without taking damage. There are a lot of those. And those are kind of obvious. I think that, I think they're kind of like obvious challenges. I don't like doing them. Sometimes I'm able to pull them off. A lot of the times I'm not. I'm very grateful this game doesn't have any of those. Alright, we've got our potions. We do not have our missiles. I think I missed our chance to get more missiles. Oh, no. Alright, if we can't get past the enemy this time, I think we're just gonna call it an episode here. Let's see. Which way was it? No. He's really not that bad. You just move forward a little bit after he fires, and you can avoid his attack. Now you can really hear the music. It really does sound like the boss fight music from the NES Godzilla game. And that must have been it. That must have been the trick. We had to use missiles on this guy. The shield gunner alien. Now I'm hoping there will be no more issues from this point forward, and we can enjoy finishing the game. Well, let's find out. Need some hot dogs. Now, if we're where I think we are, there should be a hot dog stand like right around the corner. I do have a map, so I can always just look at the map. I don't want to do that too much. Alright, let's get our hot dogs. We got maxed out money anyways. Alright, now some of you might be screaming, "What are you doing?" Just be patient. I'll get to it. So there we go. There's Grandmama. And she gave us the noose. Now, if you know the game, if you know the Addams Family, let's say, franchise, you know that they have a butler named Lurch, who's like a giant Frankenstein monster kind of looking guy. And whenever they, needed him to come and help out, they would ring for him. Now, normally, when, or I guess traditionally, ringing for somebody, if a rich family had a butler or something, they would have like a rope they could pull that would ring a bell, and that would get the guy's attention. So what the Addams Family had was a noose. They would ring the noose, and that would get Lurch's attention. And Lurch would say something like, "You rang," and then ask them what they needed. So that's what the noose does in this game. It summons Lurch, who just destroys every enemy on screen. Alright, so there's a house over here, but we don't know how to get to it. Oh, no, I don't know what you are. Go away. I may summon Lurch to take care of you. Yes. So that was Lurch. We rang. He came and destroyed the enemy because, butlers are kind of the best. So we're going back around because there is a way to get to that house. And we definitely want to get to that house. Okay, let's change. We'll change the money. I need to buy a hot dog anyways. So to get to the house, we can walk through the bushes over here. So what do we go to the house for? Well, we get our next achievement. We get our 4th health container. And we get this little scene here with the whole family together. Actually, I think that's the only time in the game we see Gomez. And there we go. We have 4 health bars, which is the maximum we can get in this game. We've gotten every power-up. So all that's left to do is get to the boss of the game. But I think we have two more aliens to fight. But yeah, we're really close to the end of the game at this point. Alright, we'll avoid that gun power down. Is it this way? We're gonna find out. There are some, like, false passages. I don't know where they all are, though. I've only beaten this game once. And it wasn't even this version of the game, it was the US version. But we need at least one more clue. Whoa. We're really at the point of the game where, like, the power-ups are, like, one of our big enemies. Because we don't really need more money. We could always use more bulbs and keys, but even then, we only need so many. Alright. Okay, again, I'm looking at my maps here. I think it's... What did I do? I've already lost track of what I'm doing. Okay, I think it's... Hang on. There. Okay, let's get ready for our next boss. At least I think there's a boss. Let's find out. Yep. Some, like, weirdo looking dinosaur thing. Actually, he's not too bad either. I think if we, like, move to the right a little bit after he shoots from his mouth, we can avoid his attack. Alright, we beat the Cyclops Apatosaurus alien. Or at least that's what the achievement calls it. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the name in the manual or anything like that. Oh, okay. So, we have all of our clues, which tells us, you know, UFO. I think it also tells us where to go on the UFO. Because once we go up these stairs, we teleport to the UFO. And this is the final area of the game. We were much further along in the game than I remembered. Now, the UFO area is like a big maze, so I am going to use a map here to help me. The UFO is, I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but it does have, like, these areas where you can get lost pretty easy. I do not remember you guys. You've already taken 1 point of damage. That's not good. There are no hot dogs on the alien ship. And I like this music. I like this music a lot. Like I said, it sounds like something from the NES Godzilla game that I really like. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go check out my full Let's Play of that game. Oh. Yeah, I didn't like you. We may end up calling Lurch to help us out with these enemies. In fact, let me switch to Lurch, just so that I have him on call. I don't like you guys, little, like, eyeball cream puffs. Keep jumping over my shots. That's not cool. Maybe I should use the whip for them. Let's give it a shot. Nope. Well, they're pretty slow, so we'll just try to avoid them. Switch back to the gun. Not good. Lurch. I think we got, what, 14 uses of Lurch? No. Dang it. Yeah, we're going to be using him a lot here. Like, I honestly do not remember most of this. Like those little, like, cream puff eyeball enemies. These guys I remember. And I got past them the same way. I summoned Lurch. Alright, we'll wait for that to disappear. Yeah, I'm having, honestly, a harder time with this game than I remember. We only got 5 more uses of the noose, so let's make sure they count. You have 4 potions, 4 invisibility potions. I sneak past you guys? This is a big, annoying area, but I think we just kind of stick to the wall here and we get through it. Again, look at this area. This looks like something out of Aliens, you know, the Ridley Scott films. Which again makes me think, oh, this is like Blaster Master or something. You just stay over there. I can only imagine how much more challenging this would be without having a map. Alright, I'm hoping nope, I can't sneak by you. Are going to just try to run past these guys. I don't even know how tough they are. I just don't want to fight them. We got what, 4 more uses of the noose? Better make them count. Like there. Ah, no! We are never going to get a power up for our gun. It's just not going to happen. And you know what's, if you want to call it funny, when I did beat this game the one time, the same thing happened. I think we are, like, right outside the boss room. Full health. Visibility potions. Let's switch to the whip, because the whip is our most powerful thing right now. Okay, wish me luck. So we got this, like, robot brain. First we gotta take out these 2 guns. And from where I'm standing, we can kind of hit them both at the same time with the whip. Alright. Now, I think the issue, though, becomes is we have to use the missiles. As long as we're reasonably careful, I think we can avoid most of the attacks. Got him. Alright, everybody. Took us longer than I expected, but we pulled it off. We beat Fester's Quest. So let's enjoy the ending together. Fester destroyed the alien computer. We've mastered Fester's Quest. It took us 3.5 hours. Holy cow, how did that happen? Was it really 3.5 hours? That's not what my my recording here says. You know what it is? It's because I had the game on before I started streaming. So it was counting the time that the game was turned on. Even before I started streaming. So there you go. But look, we did it! The entire town is celebrating, pumping their fists. Uncle Fester, you did it! So, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our spooky stream of Fester's Quest. I hope you enjoyed the retro achievements part of it. And I will put up some links so that those of you who are watching and want to try some retro achievements of your own can go out and give it a shot yourselves. So again, thank you all so much. I sincerely appreciate it, and I will see you in the next game. Take care.